This is one of the craziest situations I've probably seen on the internet. So y'all remember those 10 Louisiana inmates who escaped from prison and they set the world on fire because everybody is talking about it?
Meantime, in New Orleans, police say they've captured 3 more of the 10 men on Monday after that brazen jailbreak 11 days ago. Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald were arrested 400 miles away in Texas after a high-speed chase. Tate is seen on this surveillance video walking in an alley shortly after the jailbreak. 26-year-old Lenton Van Buren was picked up in Baton Rouge. 5 people have been arrested for helping him.
As much as we have to focus on getting the remaining fugitives back in custody, we also have to be focused on who allowed or helped them to get out.
Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams says this escape could have been prevented after a few other inmates staged an unsuccessful jailbreak 2 weeks prior.
If the sheriff had rang the alarm about the vulnerabilities that existed during that attempted escape, then maybe resources could have been brought to bear from the state.
Security failures that are not just happening at this prison.
These are the 10 inmates that escaped. From the very beginning, I feel like 99.9% of people had their money on Derrick Groves being the last one caught. People just look at Derrick Groves and they just see somebody who mean business and they felt like he would be the last one caught. So far, Derrick Groves have not gotten caught. I, on the other hand, love a good Cinderella story. I love a good comeback. I love an underdog story. So when I looked at the inmates that escaped, my parlay was on Antoine Massie. I know people see the face tattoos and automatically think nincompoop, airhead, Igaboo, gonna get caught the first. I'm a huge fan of March Madness, so I'm old enough to remember rooting for Butler in 2011. They didn't win at all, man, but seeing Butler, the Cinderella story, almost do it really had me shedding tears, bro. So I was shedding tears hoping that Antoine Massie would win. And I'll be real, he was off to a pretty good start because Antoine Massie and Derrick Groves are the last 2 left. So the Cinderella story essentially is now in the finals. And Derrick Groves is the only one he has to outlast. But it looks like my parlay won't be hitting, bro, because Antoine Massie just made the dumbest mistake I feel like anybody who's on the run can make. He just dropped a 8 to 9 minute video, I guess, pleading his case for why he's quote unquote innocent while giving up his location.
I'm one of the ones that was let out the GC.
Off the bat, you could tell he's one of those pseudoscience jailhouse lawyers dudes who read a couple of books and think they understand the code to the legal system and how to trick and beat it. This dude really just said, I was let out of jail. I did not escape jail. Sir, the definition of escaping is willfully not returning back to your confinement. So even if you had a jailhouse employee facilitate your escape, you still escape from prison. But I believe he thinks, hey, yo, they let me out. Hey, bro, this jailhouse, employee opened up the door for me and I just walked out. Even though we seen you guys escape through the back of that cell, bro. When you take an escape route behind a toilet within a cell, that tells everybody what we need to know, bro. You weren't under disbelief that you were free to go. No, you escaped through the back channels because you knew your confinement weren't over with. He has also escaped prison before. I believe in 2019, he reportedly escaped prison. Now, he's about to go on a tirade where he essentially pleads his case and claim he's being framed, the justice system is corrupt.
What I want to talk about today is as far as why I was in Orleans Parish Jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic violence strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center. All right, St. Tammany Jail here, man. St. Tammany Parish. There's 2 different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay. Today, what I want to talk about is that I was on 2nd-degree kidnapping, 2nd-degree rape, domestic abuse, battery, violent strangulation, domestic abuse, battery, violation of protective order. Right on this woman right here, her name is Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child. She's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman.
It's crazy how he just read through one of the most horrific string of charges I think I've ever seen or heard. And then he topped that off by claiming she's an adult, bro. This is not a child. This is an adult. As if that matters, right? As if that makes it better. But he's about to go on a tangent on how he's innocent. They framing him. He will claim that this chick actually wrote, like an affidavit claiming, hey, I lied on him. He didn't do none of these things. To be honest, the one thing I learned from this particular channel covering Megan Thee Stallion and Tory and other charges, bro, these ignorants be lying, right? But not all be lying, not most be lying, but some do be lying. But the one part of those charges that I have a keen ear to is when he says he violated a protection order. So you already had a protection order, I would imagine, for doing something similar to this woman. And then you violated the protection order. So from my perspective, if you were already on a protection order, why are you violating it? Why are you coming around this woman? Why are you trying to interact with her again? Now, couples are toxic like that. So if she allowed him to come back and they continue dating and then he caught another charge, at that point, I don't know. I can't tell you if he's telling the truth or if he's lying. What I will say though, man, you don't escape prison and make a video. You escape prison and get gone, my guy. All right, the internet ain't where you got to plead your case to, bro.
This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. You remember, all allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th.
Manipulators like this depend on you not doing any type of research whatsoever and just taking his word for it. Now, a woman coming back and trying to get her abuser out of jail isn't rare. Some women do that. Some women love to do, they're so delusional, they're so dumb that they would try to get you out of jail after putting you in there. And even though you're absolutely guilty. So this is not her just coming and saying, yo, he did this to me and the police picked him up. No. Apparently, when the police found her, she had bruises all over her body. She had a bloodied face, raspy voice, her eyes were swollen shut, and had trouble swallowing. This is not somebody who just made up they were beaten. No, she had visible injuries. Now, apparently, this the same woman who tried to break him out of jail. Like, she helped him escape prison. So this is just a dummy altogether. But her being a dummy don't take away from her being attacked. Now, apparently this is what happened, okay? In 2024, the woman told officers the couple started arguing at her house in Slidell when Massie went through her purse and found paperwork from a protection order violation. Now, she already had a protection order out against this dude. So, from a protection order violation report she previously filed against him, according to court documents. When Massie confronted her, he beat her, strangled, and forced her into her car, driving her against her will down dark roads in New Orleans, East and other areas, telling her, I'm about to kill you. According to court documents, when they spotted a police car near the McDonald's on Elysian Fields, the woman told investigators she jumped out the car and tried to flag the officers down, but Massie caught her and dragged her back to the car, where he strangled her until she lost consciousness. Later that same morning, Massie brought the woman to his sister's house, where he became enraged again that she was being too loud. He ripped the braids from her head, leaving blood all over the walls, according to court documents. She eventually escaped hours later and flagged down a passing car. Her own car was recovered abandoned in the 7,000 block of Martin Road. Days later, Massie was found in Texas with a Mercedes that was stolen from a party in New Orleans East, court document says. This is not a man who is completely innocent, bro. While on their run, he stole somebody's vehicle. They went to the sister house and found blood all on the wall. So, no, this is not a situation where a woman just said something, police arrested you, and then she came back and said, oh, no, he didn't do it. Yeah, she's a dummy, right? She is a victim who's a dummy. But no, you're not innocent, bro. Like, rot in hell, rot in jail.
Of 2024, okay? So I was in Centennial, right? And I was on a regular domestic charge, right? So they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic charge. So with that being said is that once that occurred, and the charges was refused or whatever, they shipped me to Orleans Parish where I had more open charges. It was the theft of a motor vehicle and the domestic abuse. That involved strangulation. So once I got in Orleans Parish jail, all right.
You slid by those theft of a motor vehicle charges really fast and really slick. Are you claiming they're lying on you with that as well? Did you not do that as well? Are you an innocent man being framed for those as well? And then when he says he was in another jurisdiction for domestic violence, that tells me it was two different situations, because why would you be in two different jurisdictions for the same crime? So if you were already in jail for another woman, or you did this to her in another jurisdiction, come on, bro. Being lied on once by one woman, I can probably hear. I could probably be open to hearing you out, but if it's two different occurrences, bruh, cut it out, man. Go do your time, homie.
I have from the district attorney's office this woman who they say that I initially raped in another parish and in Orleans Parish is the same woman here. It's not different females, it's the same grown woman, not a child, a grown woman. Okay, she did the same thing in Orleans Parish, right? Correct. I'm about to show you how the system is corrupted. Okay, she did this, right? Saying all allegations against me is false. And she even saying it, she let them know the truth, that I never did this to her. I never hit her. I was nowhere around her, nothing. She got mad and thought that I was dealing with another woman. That's why she did what she did to me. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, once I got into Orleans Parish, I was there for like a month or something like that. Okay, a lot went on as that time progressed. Okay, if you was an innocent person and you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on that you did not do, why was you still in jail?
What you will see with a lot of these dudes, they're probably good people. They probably got a good heart, but they're really bad decision makers. Let's just say these charges are false. You're being framed. I'll hear you out. I'll say, okay, I'm listening, bro. At what point do you justify escaping from prison? Now, guess what? Those charges that you might have beaten because the woman, the chick, is saying you didn't do it. Now, I don't believe he's went to court yet for this. Like he's still fighting this case, I believe, because he said he's been there for about 8 months or so. So this charge that you may have beaten, that you may have gotten off from, you just turned this to a guaranteed slam dunk 5 years in prison for escaping prison. And you know they're going to make an example out of you, because you're the one who probably wrote on the wall, too easy. You're the one who was caught at a barbecue, who been taunting the police since you've been out. So you turn a case that you could have probably beaten when you take this to court. You turn this into a situation where you're going to do a guaranteed couple of years. And that's me being modest. Do you not see that your decision making is a problem? Do you not see that you are at fault for the bad decisions that you are making in life? Now, he's about to go on his pity story about how, because he's black, he lost his father when he was 7, he went through hardships, and that's why he ended up a perennial F up. Here's the thing a lot of these dudes don't quite understand when it comes to, I guess, living in the hood or living in poverty. 99% of people, well, not, okay, I'm capping. 90% of people in those environments don't commit crimes. 90% of people who grew up in the hood, who grew up in abject poverty, who had a one-parent household, 90% of those people don't commit crimes. If you look at the crime rate compared to the population, it's about 10% of people who are actively committing crime. So yeah, I'm empathetic, I'm sympathetic, right? I'll pray for you, my brother, because I feel like outside of the weirdos and the creeps, those charges are some weird charges. So until I probably get some clarification on whether or not you raped that woman, I can offer you my prayers, my brother. But I do believe that almost all criminals are redeemable. But no, the excuse should not be I had a tough life, so I resorted to crime. 90% of people who have tough lives don't commit crimes.
Louisiana have the highest incarceration rate in the world for putting black people away. Yes, at the end of the day, in my younger life, I'm not gonna lie, I was causing problems. I was young. My daddy got killed when I was 7 years old. My mom had to raise 4 children by herself, so I had to find a way to try to help my mother. You feel what I'm saying? But as time went on, the person that I once was, I'm not that person today. That is not who I am. I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that people don't understand that they see that I'm armed and dangerous. I have a heart. People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump.
Oh, no. Leave Donald Trump out of this, bruh. I feel like, this pardon thing is getting out of control, bruh. They just learned what a pardon is, bruh. And now any small inconvenience they get into, bruh, bro get arrested for stealing a chocolate bar at Wawa, at Walmart. The first thing he's doing, man, is on the phone. Hey, yo, tell Trump to pardon me, bro. I'm innocent. Cut it out, bruh. Cut it out. Yo, Trump, no more iggas, right? No more iggas, bruh. Because, if you let one igga out of jail, bro, you about to get, I'm talking about bombarded with requests, bro. You even got the street dudes, bro, with not a dollar to his name asking Donald Trump to pardon him. First off, Donald Trump ain't pardoning these dudes out the goodness of his heart. This is all transactionary, bro. There are literal brokers who are selling pardons, bro. These brokers will take less than like your $1 million and $5 million. And you're only paying for them to bring your request to the president. They're not even guaranteeing you'll get pardoned. You're paying for them to bring your request to the president. You don't got a dollar to your name asking for Donald Trump to pardon you. Good luck, man. Good luck. Good luck.
I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish jail. They said that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out. My name is Antoine Massie. The guy who said that I threatened him with a shank, the maintenance guy, how could I threaten you with a shank? You can't come around me. You're a maintenance. You cannot come on the tills without a deputy being behind you. Because if they just let you on the till, you could be persuaded to bring drugs or anything like that nature. So how can I threaten you to jail you? And why you didn't notify the people, the police, that if I did threaten you, you never did that. Like, you flat out lied on me. Sterling flat out lied on me.
This is the goofy that they convinced to apparently help them escape. Now, apparently multiple people helped them escape, but this is the one goofy who, I guess, opened up certain doors or did certain things to let them out. Now, you can look at this guy and tell he a goofy. You can look at him, bro, and tell he green as hell. Those dudes probably play to be his homie, play to be his friend, make him feel like one of the guys because he don't got no friends in real life, so he thought they were really his homies. Whole time they was manipulating and convincing him, bro. Fam, if a dude in jail can talk a correctional officer making $100,000 a year out her drawers, knowing she's risking losing a $100,000 job, you think they can't talk a goofy who want to get down into doing whatever they want to do? So this is the goofy who apparently let them out. Now he's claiming, because this goofy is now squilling, he's telling it all. He's saying, hey, bro, they threatened me, right? When it got to the day to do it, bro, like they apparently put like a shank to me and made me open up certain doors so when they escape, they could get out. This is apparently the game plan for Massie. So this escape marked his 5th escape from prison, right? Including twice when he cuts off his ankle monitor, right? So Massie first escaped juvenile detention then in 2019. He broke out of the Morehouse Parish Detention Center in Colliston, about 20 miles outside of Monroe, with another inmate. They run through a hole in a fence and escape in a rental car that pulled up nearby. So this is a mastermind who's been planning escape from prisons since 2019. So this is not a man, hey bro, I was let out of jail by the officials. I didn't force anybody. I didn't plan nothing. I was offered to walk out, so I just walked out. No, this is a mastermind here, bro. This man is manipulative to a T.
And I want to let the media know that from the straight tattoos in my face and things of that nature, of course they're going to believe Sterling. You know what I'm saying? I never told Sterling nothing. I'm willing to take a lie detector test and everything behind that. But that's another subject. Orleans Parish is one of the corruptedest jails. That in St. Tammany Parish is the corruptedest jails in the state of Louisiana. Why was I even incarcerated with a woman saying that this never happened? This is this woman's name. This is the charge, domestic abuse violation. This is about the shit in St. Tammany. Why was I in Orleans Parish? Why was I even in jail? That's what I'm trying to show y'all. That's why I left the jail. And they have a lot more brothers that's innocent, just like me, that's trying to prove their innocence. That's why they ran. Jason Williams, the sheriff, Susan Hudson, these people are corrupted. These people was talking to St. Tammany and telling St. Tammany they gonna sentence me behind this. And telling St. Tammany if they can't get me, St. Tammany gonna get me.
This dude is a professional victim. Now he's fooling a lot of people. A lot of people is buying into his innocence. I'm not. I can read through guys like this, bruh. He's horrible. He's terrible. Now he's calling on Lil Wayne. Apparently he was the ring boy at Lil Wayne's cousin or sister's wedding. So apparently he's tied into Lil Wayne's family. He's asking Meek Mill for help, Lil Wayne for help. Apparently he don't have enough money to hire a lawyer, so he has like a state defender. Hey, listen, bro. All right, don't do crimes if you cannot afford a proper attorney, bro. I'm gonna save my money. I hope y'all save y'all money, bro. Right now, there's 2 people left. I'll be real. I'm gonna switch over my parlay. I'm now on Derek's side. I feel like Derek will be the last one left. We haven't heard a peep from Derek, bro. We don't know where Derek is. We don't know like what Derek has eaten today, bro. This dude has been at cookouts. This dude has been online. This dude has been doing self interviews. This dude is insane, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this? All right. Do you guys believe he's innocent? Is he guilty? Let me know. And also, who is your parlay on? Who do you guys think is going to be the last one caught? Let me know, okay? And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here. Find out how Rock Nation is destroying any YouTuber or creator who speak on this. Click on this video right here to find out what this is. I'm going to see you guys in this video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.